So as you can see, my opponent played e4 in this position, and then we continued with e5, and then he played very rare line, the king's gambit, which begins with the move f4. He takes f4, knight to 3, and classic things. By the way, the idea of the king's gambit is to give this following check, but the problem is the knight will take. To avoid that, we need to play bishop to e6, e7 to support that, and f6 to block that idea. As you can see the following script. So we played the move d6 to open up our bishop and play the move bishop to g4, and the bishop there does a very useful role of pinning the knight to the queen. Bishop e2, unpinning. Now we take the knight, removing one of the defenders of the pawn and taking and giving the check that we always wanted. Now defending the pawn. Now coming back to defend the pawn. To f3 for some reason I don't understand. Knight to e3 to attack the pawn twice, which I missed, and he took, and we have this position. Knight to e3. Sorry, I don't know. To attack that pawn, and then you see attacking the pawn and then defending it with the queen, and then playing g6 to attack that knight and kick that knight away from that square. And then we traded the knight for bishop, and it's generally better for white. I was afraid in this position here that he might undermine the e file, so I castle queen side quickly. And yes, I really don't understand the idea of the move c4 here. You might understand, I don't know. I played rook to e1, centralizing one of my rooks, then went to attack that e4 square and pushing my g and h pawns to attack it. King to f2 makes no sense to me, at least. If any one of you understand, please comment that. Whatever. Then we see h5, and now my opponent played queen to a3 to take my pawn and winning some tempo. Queen up, he against attacks, trade, and then we play queen to f5, pinning the bishop, making sure that the bishop dies. Now he could do nothing about it, so yeah, now we take the bishop, and for some reason, instead of taking my pawn, he, or with the queen, and then trading it out, trading rook as a hated material. Instead of any of this, he plays king to a g1, and then we do a rook trade. I thought, because in this position, like you saw it, the most common line is this to happen, and that's what I thought. Yeah, that's a mistake of mine. Sorry. So instead of all of this, he, for some reason, chose that move, g3. And then I was like, okay, then just take the rook, give you a check, and then just hunt you out in these woods and mate you. King takes rook, queen to h3, check. The king goes there, check with the support of the pawn. Then the king can go anywhere. It's just there, give this check. When the king come here, instead of giving this mate, which I didn't see, I gave rook this mate that you can see.